I don't think anything could have fully prepared us for this. 6 students, almost 2 months away from home, trying to figure out how to live on our own. For most of us, this is the first time living without our families. Some of us have already experienced living independently, but no matter what our situation was before this, one thing stayed the same. We're all far from home now. The only way we get to talk to our families is through our phones, whenever the signal decides to cooperate. This is the story of our first week in Batangas. Our first official day started earlier than usual. We woke up at around 4 in the morning to cook our own breakfast and prepare lunch before heading to work. While I was cooking, I suddenly remembered my mom. Back home, preparing breakfast and lunch was something we used to do together. This time, I found myself doing it with my friends instead. It made me miss home for a moment. But at the same time, it reminded me that this is part of growing up. Honestly, I was anxious. Everything was unfamiliar, new people, new environment, new routines, new expectations. I didn't really know what to expect, and I kept wondering if I was ready for all of this. Our first week at work wasn't as busy as I imagined. Most of the times, we observed how the office operates, watched how everyone worked together, and slowly learned how everything functions. We also started helping with simple tasks, especially preparing BOQ using Excel, estimating material cost, labors, tools, and equipment for different projects. And even though the work wasn't directly related to petroleum engineering, it gave us a glimpse of how planning and costing play an important role before any actual project begins. Little by little, I realized that internships aren't always about doing complicated engineering works. Sometimes they are about learning how a workplace works, and they're about understanding the people behind every project. One thing that surprised me the most was interacting with people from different age groups and different positions. In school, we're surrounded by classmates who are almost the same age as us. But here, we meet engineers, supervisors, office staffs, and workers who each have different experiences and responsibilities. It taught me that professionalism isn't just about doing your tasks well. It's also about learning how to communicate, respect different perspectives, and work with people from different backgrounds. Outside work, we were also learning another kind of responsibility, learning how to live together. Cooking breakfast before sunrise, preparing baon, buying groceries, deciding what to cook every day, washing dishes, cleaning the house, budgeting what we have. This might sound like ordinary things, but doing them without our families made us appreciate how much they usually do for us back home. And of course, adjusting wasn't always easy. On our very first Monday, I actually cried after getting home. Not because something bad happened, but because everything felt overwhelming. The daily commute was tiring, and the environment was unfamiliar, and I realized that I wasn't just adjusting to work. I was adjusting to an entirely different life. But every day after that became a little easier. I think what made the adjustment less scary was knowing that I wasn't doing it alone. There were 6 of us, all trying to figure things out together. We were learning together, making mistakes together, laughing together, and slowly finding comfort in a place that once felt unfamiliar. I also grew to love the place we're staying in. Our little house is cozy, and the subdivision feels peaceful and safe. One of my favorite things became walking around at night. Sometimes I'd walk alone, sometimes with friends, and somehow those simple walks became one of the most relaxing parts of my day. The signal here is not the best, though. At first, it was frustrating because talking to my family became more difficult. But eventually, I realized there was a hidden blessing in it too. Since I couldn't spend hours scrolling through social media, I found myself becoming more present. Instead of looking at my phone all day, I was paying attention to the people around me and actually living in the moment. When the weekend finally arrived, we finally had the chance to explore Batangas a little more. We visited new place. We discovered streets we'd never seen before and simply enjoyed being somewhere unfamiliar. It reminded me that there's so much beauty outside the places we've always known. Sometimes we become so comfortable staying where we are that we forget how much the world has to offer. This first week wasn't the most exciting week in terms of work. We didn't build anything. We didn't operate huge machines. We mostly observed, learned, and adjusted. But somehow I think that's exactly what made it meaningful. Because this week wasn't really about engineering, it was about growing up. It was about learning to wake up before sunrise without someone reminding you. It was about cooking your own meals, learning to budget, living with different personalities, communicating with professionals, missing your family, finding comfort in unfamiliar places, and realizing that you're capable of more than you thought. Looking back now, I know I'll probably miss these ordinary days the most. The early mornings, the long commutes, the late night grocery runs, cooking together, walking around the subdivision, laughing over dinner, even the moments that felt difficult. Because one day, this won't just be random days during OJT anymore. They'll become memories. And if there's one thing this first week has taught me, it's that growth usually doesn't happen all at once. It happens quietly, through ordinary days that slowly change who you are. This is only the beginning of our Batangas journey, and I can't wait to see what the next few weeks have in store for us.